Welcome to Let's Talk Stroke. I am your host and stroke survivor, Jerry Wall. Thank you all for being here. And for those of you that are new here, the reason I started doing the show is to bring awareness to stroke, TBI, aphasia, really brain injury, and also to provide a platform for all survivors to share their journey, what they're going through, and also to bring on experts in brain health, anybody in healthcare, so they can share their knowledge for all of us to learn from. And so also this morning's guest is the one and only Salud Celinda, and she was a caregiver to her late husband, Tom Williamson, and we'll also show you some videos and some stuff that you probably haven't seen and stuff that I haven't seen, and it's pretty just amazing what she did for Tom. So please ask questions, make comments, and get involved. And also, if you have not subscribed to the one and only Let's Talk Stroke YouTube channel and hit uh, the little thingamajiggy button, um, the reminder so you can see when I'm going live. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. All righty, good morning. I'm just going to say, come on, nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. And salute, you're here too. How funny. And Jenny and Marcy, Michelle, Heather, Lynette, great to see you guys. Jenny, I'm sure I just said that. But anyway, so good to see you guys here. And Chandra, great to see you too. Anyway, why don't we go ahead and get started and bring on Salute and Mike Peters and Virginia. All right, let's start here. I get so excited here. Sid, nice to see you. Salute. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Good. I'm so glad that you guys are all here. Lisa, Maddie Brown is here. Great to see you guys. Um, Salute. This worked out great.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
Especially since I have Wi-Fi here in this room.
Yeah. No, I know. We were a little worried about it yesterday. T, nice to see you. You know, um, wow. You're a traveling nomad.
Living the nomad lifestyle, going from timeshare to timeshare. And may I just say hello to people?
Absolutely, absolutely. I want
Hello,
you to.
Jose from Michigan, Jenny DeSoto uh, from New Jersey, Teresa from Washington State, Lisa Maddie Brown from Texas, right? Sydney,
Absolutely.
Sid Berman from, help me on that one. I
Yes,
can't,
I know. Sid, you
Mike
were
P
just on. Just
from
how sad it is, my
UK.
memory. You
Yes,
know.
yes, yes. And of course, the comments have already gone up. Marcy from back east somewhere, and your dad, you know, uh, prayers and condolences to anybody that have lost any loved ones and then need prayers for their health and whatever you're going through.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Comments went by too fast. Sorry.
I don't know, it's great. Nice to see you
There's
guys. Naomi,
Billings, Montana.
Christy. Yeah, yeah.
Naomi
Sid
from
and
Washington.
Lynn. Wow, this is great. You guys are all here.
Lynn from, I
Kitchen,
keep on talking over you.
Pennsylvania.
Yes. Hey, good memory there.
I know, it's funny. I can always remember Lynn, where she's from.
That's right. You know what, Sid? You're in Austin. Isn't that close enough to
Yeah,
for the lunch or the breakfast or the thingy? And Robin Martinez, aloha ohana from Escondido, California.
absolutely. Exactly. Uh,
Jenny. And look, Al Anderson. Hi.
Absolutely. Nice to see you.
All right. Let's otherwise we could just be greeting everybody.
I know. So we'll just start from salute. Most people know you, but there's always someone, because
That
let's
happened.
go back. And who is salute?
I was a teacher, and Tom and I actually met in seventh grade. He broke my heart in eighth grade. I never got married. He got married twice. I'm third time's the charm. We got married August 10th, 2014, and he had his massive ischemic stroke 7 months later, March 31st, 2015, in Napa. And he made his peaceful transition, and we'll be getting into that. March 26th. Oh gosh, Jerry, I'm in a big old crazy room. Anyway, that's okay. March 26, 2021. And yes, yes, what is the Texas party? Robin, are you going to come? I can see the comments and then I scroll a lot. But anyway, um, and I guess this is what we're going to be talking about also, is how a caregiver and whoever, if they had a stroke, TBI, or brain aneurysm, anything, there, Jerry's putting in where. Good job, Jerry. Anyway, and yes, thank you, Naomi. Oh, before going hiking, we'll watch later. Excellent, Naomi. Naomi, oh my goodness, you should have seen the prayer shawl she made for me when Tom had passed. And so anyway, and Naomi is her husband's caregiver. And so we'll FaceTime all of you. Good. All right, Robin. And uh, I'm always here for my faves. Good. Anyway, oh, it's hot in here. Wait, I do have a fan. I brought it with me, and oh, it's underneath this thing. Oh, darn. Okay, I couldn't think of everything. Anyway, so Tom got married 2 times. We re-met at the 40-year high school reunion, but he was still married to his second wife, who passed away just several months later after we remet. But many of us from school had friended each other on Facebook and exchanged numbers, and several of us had gotten together for brunches and things like that. Many of you met Bill Core, who is from Washington State and had been friends with Tom since 5 years old. And recently, Tom's high school just had their 50+2 reunion. Both we both graduated in 1970, but okay, let me go like this. Sorry, Jerry, I should have you, but it says salutes Linda, spouse of Tom Williamson. He went to the public high school, uh, junior and senior year, graduated from Westchester High, and I went to that reunion April 29th and 30th, and I'm glad I went because it also is part of my healing, hearing all the stories from everybody and how they loved Tom, and many of you met him through the times that in on our lives, because I started the Tom and Salute's Real Life Redo April 2020, and he started, and you could see his range of motion, but I'm just jumping all over the place right now. Anyway, so I didn't go to that high school, so they put a picture of him on my thing. But many of the people at that reunion, I'd actually gone to public school, first through third grade at one school, and then another elementary school, Westchester Elementary, from fourth through sixth. And some people were coming up and saying, I used to come in over to your house and play, and you go, oh, really? So, it's really wonderful to reconnect at these reunions. And good morning, Christine Walker from sunny San Diego, and Paul Cummings from everywhere, but I think you guys are in Maine right now. And Salute, are you still in California? Yes, Robin, I'm in Indio, California. For some of you that don't know, I am living the nomad lifestyle, going from timeshare to timeshare. And I see, your little let's talk stroke on the side up there. I can see the whole comment, but that's okay. So anyway, and then I just went to my reunion, and actually Tom had gone to that high school freshman and sophomore year, and he was the ladies' man there. So, and at both places they had memorial, and I will share the beautiful song that was sung for the people that had passed in our class, but both high schools had Tom's name. And then, of course, you know, who's a big crybaby. But so Tom had his massive ischemic stroke in March 31st, 2018. And Jerry, do you want to see, do you want to show one of the videos or
Yeah,
no?
absolutely. Let's see here.
Okay.
I have one here. Let's see. This is the one. Well, you can explain. This is absolutely amazing. His range of motion. So I'm just gonna pull it up here, and we'll be there. So let's see.
Oh, yes. So I'll talk, oh,
Whoops.
oops. So this was Tom with our home therapy, and this was not even a year. Oops, Jerry.
That's all the video was.
I know, but now I just see the tops of our heads.
Oh
Oh,
no, I see.
not, okay, well, all right, I'll just talk to myself. No, I'm kidding. I have it on my phone also without the sound. So the thing is that right away, Tom had therapy at the hospitals, and he had the stroke up in Napa, our home away from home. Right away, he was already loving the nomad lifestyle of mine, but we did have a home, and I just sold it last year when I realized that Tom was declining, and I said, we're going to be nomads, and he went along with whatever I was going to do because he loved me unconditionally. So, Yvonne, have a good blood work and everything. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Anyway, uh, so when Tom had his stroke, you know, yes, we had caregivers in the beginning along at the, but he was at the hospital and at the subacute, the subacute for 101 days after leaving the hospital. He was in the hospital, and then they flew him home. Kaiser flew him home from Napa when he was stable. And I was very fortunate. My brother is a doctor. And right away I said, are they doing what they need to do? And when he was in ER, when the emergency people brought him there, they had to figure out first what kind of stroke he had. And then the doctor called me in and said, okay, he's had an ischemic stroke. And because I did not pay attention to Tom when I could hear him muttering, and I said, hey, are you having a bad dream? And he said, no, go back to sleep, I'm tired. But he was slurring. And that's why it's very important that we keep on sharing these stories about stroke awareness, aphasia awareness, and everything else to be aware. And so I'm just talking to my phone now because Jerry hasn't figured out,
No,
same problem that
it looks perfect.
I know, but not on my screen, not on the, but that, it's okay, Jerry.
Well, let's see here. I think maybe I could fix it with one video here.
Okay,
One other one. The second one here, you can probably explain it.
okay, I will.
Let's see. I'll keep you here.
Be really loud.
Oh,
The man
all right.
The man
picked up
this
ashes.
is a
I don't hear the sound.
Now say it without
Okay.
that.
The man.
We
At
had
the
therapy
shipyard.
for him also.
Swallow and say it again.
One of our good
The
friends,
man.
Dan Davis,
Put your back
actually paid
at the
for,
shipyard.
I don't know, 3 months, I think, of the therapy. His therapist would come to their house, and it was, anyway, Joshua, and he gave us a good rate afterwards to continue.
Yeah.
But there, Tom, it was, I don't even know, I think it was in January 2016. He had him holding his tongue to say one of the tongue twisters. And then he let him go, let the tongue, loose. And then he said it, and Tom said in a very deep voice. In the beginning, it was very difficult to understand him, and uh, he thought he was having great conversations with everybody. But the thing is, and that's why it's very important also to spread their awareness of aphasia and the different forms and everything. So, uh, okay, I don't know where I'm looking anymore, Jerry.
So right here is perfect. That's perfect. And if when I do another video,
Okay,
maybe you explain after the video because we can't really hear you during the video because we're listening to Tom.
Right.
Good morning, Sharon. So I'll throw another one on here and then I'll get you back to the how you need to be. So this one right here. Let's see.
Necessarily mean it is right, right? So this, even if it doesn't feel right, this is where you want to be. Whatever this feels like is what you got to repeat 24/7. Okay? Here you go.
Okay, so
Okay. Oh, there. I'm like going, where am I looking? So anyway, that was Next Step LA. And in 2019, committed because I met the person that had started that foundation and Next Step LA because I don't think he was even 30 at the time, and he dove into the surf in Manhattan Beach and hit a sandbar and became paralyzed from the neck down, boom, like that.
oh
And they weren't even married then. And this just shows the love that people can have and will stay all the way through. At that point, they'd been married, I think, 13 years. He started Next Step LA, but they do have Next Step LA in a few locations. And I committed to being home for 3 months because Tom and I were always traveling. We did not let his stroke define him. Yes, we did therapy right away with him, and he had great range of motion. We did, and then Jerry has other videos also, but we did speech. I'm not a speech pathologist, but I was a teacher, and I knew how to get him from point A to wherever he was going to go. And then PT and OT, I did go PT and OT for myself for different reasons, but good morning, Cheryl Buck Wiblin from Sherman Oaks. And so the thing is and Catherine Kitt from Indiana. I'm like going, okay, why do I do that? And I do it on Thomas Lee really also because Tom was listening when we were online, and he was asleep half the time, but he could remembering, and it does help with the memory. Oh, Colorado. Oh, Kit, Colorado. Okay, thank you for saying that. And then also Sharon's Laura Brown from Connecticut. So, and Tammy, aloha, Tammy. Okay, wait, didn't you change your last name? Oh, I know. You haven't done it. Whew, it's hot in here. Anyway, Tom showed that by doing that and what we were doing, it was doing the neuroplasticity and the moves that we did and everything with him. He and Jerry and Barb witnessed. I scared Jerry because Tom could transfer himself into the car in 2019, and he's only been at Next Step LA. We started him here in mid-July, and we met Barb and Jerry beginning of August 2019. So Tom was making great. Oh, and look, Aya King, I met her. Okay, you guys, no matter what, I love meeting people. And Aya and her boyfriend were at Dolphins Cove when I was there from May 7th through the 13th. And I met the last day, And good morning. Hi, I am in here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Uh, and that was the activities person. So anyway, I, started watching, and it's wonderful to share. She did not have a stroke. You never know who can get somehow. And
Yeah.
yeah, because whatever we do, with Jerry and with myself and anybody else that's doing it, I'm not even going to go through the whole. It's we never know who's listening, who's
That's
watching,
it.
whatever we're sharing, and that's why I'm saying your story is necessary. You know, your story is necessary. So with Tom, all that time, people were going, "Are you taking care of yourself? Was that your staff salute?"
Hey, Brad.
Yes, and with Brad, I'd say, Tom, his name begins with B. He'd say, Brad, hey now,
Yeah,
because Brad's signature of St. Greeting, and mine is Aloha. And Christy Starr from Wisconsin.
absolutely.
So,
Here's another video.
okay,
Let me toss it in here again. Let's see. I'll do this right.
Run me over.
Oh, let me change this for you, Salute.
thank you. So that was at Kaiser. So when he was released from the acute rehab in, I didn't send you his golfing one, but you've got that from before. But anyway, at Rancho Los Amigos rehab, acute rehab, he was there for 3 after being released from the subacute after 101 days. And where am I going with that? Anyway, they started.
Oh, no.
Kaiser started him right away with speech, PT and OT. So he was released in September 2015. 2015. And your story is necessary. Thank you, Teresa. And yes, definitely. Um, the thing is it was very important to get the therapy. And I know you shared before, Jerry, that they started speech with you and you didn't want to, blah, 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 blah.
I didn't want anything to do with it.
Important that with Tom, they started him while he was in ER. I mean, what's that other place called in the hospital?
Inpatient?
No. When he was still just right after the stroke. See, you guys, I did not have the stroke. I can't remember what, and I prove it all the time. That's why it's like very important to keep on working on your mind and also speaking because, see, thank you. I see you guys, if I just put it out there, so we're in the hospital.
Oh, that's good.
I
That's Sid, too.
There's Sydney. Oh, good, you guys. See, you just and the thing is that if you have aphasia, you know, and I did meet some people, and some people have been working on their speech and everything, and
Oh, that's funny. Everybody.
great. But the thing is that they started him right away because one doctor, I said, "Oh my gosh, he's wiggling all over the place." He could not move. Tom could not move, but he proved right away he could be the Houdini. That
Yeah. Oh.
was proved to be because he was all over the bed, and I said, "How are we gonna if we're doing that and protect him?" He was gonna bump into everything, and the doctor said, "I love seeing that because
Yeah.
that he's going to be able to move." Because for a while he couldn't even move his big toe, And oh, good. See, and I love it that Ron and anybody else is putting down what they're doing to keep moving forward. And that's
Yeah.
from Minnesota, Forever Forward. And so I do the wordy puzzle in my brain. Yep. And she also does Scrabble and whatever, and wants to beat Alfred, uh, her husband.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. So
You know,
with,
that's so
thank you for
true.
what happened with you. But the thing is, with Tom, anytime he was in the hospital during the time from 2015, he released and everything, and he came home and was with us at home. Sometimes, and I proved it, that he proved it, that he was going to keep on going in and out, in and out, in and out. But, and he even went into ER at different places we were traveling to. So it became a sort of joke within the community. It's like, hey, we're going to get a rating from Tom of the different ERs around. But
Right.
if he was admitted to the hospital, even for a week or two, the doctors right away that were in charge of his care would
Yeah.
say, oh, because then they'd have PT and OT, and if it was going to be in line, then speech also. He had all of that every single time he went to the hospital. I think because they knew we were working with him, and they kept seeing that because I was there. I'm very fortunate. I had already retired by the time we got together, and
Right.
still was working a little bit, but then after that, I just said, okay, I need to be with him. So, do you have another video? And
I
allow
do. I did. I mean, I still do. Let's just see what this one is here.
Like that. Oh. Good. I'm back. Good. Can you put it over here? Why is the picture so interesting?
oops,
I do a quick little change around here because
yes,
people won't understand.
yes. So that was at Kaiser still within that first year after being out of the acute rehab. So he was there from September to like the following January. So September 2015, October 2015 to the following January. Then they knew that, and they did everything the same day because to save me getting him in and out of the car and having to drive down to the hospital, we made all of his appointments that same day, whatever day we would go. And they worked it out and everything. So the thing is that that was occupational therapy.
Yeah, it affected him.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I mean, it just shows how amazing.
Oh yeah, and even when he was at the subacute, I've got, you guys, I have a lot of videos and photos of Tom. I used to update everybody on Facebook, and I
Yeah.
would paste that with pictures, copy and paste it on my email to people that were not on Facebook. But the thing is that at home, I would have our caregivers sit on his left side because it was his left side neglect. We had him reading, we had him writing, and then in the beginning when he could not really be teaching hand, Jerry not affected. Yes, learning and yeah, learning side, teaching side, learning, teaching. You're the other way. You're the right hand. This is my right, not my left. This is my left, not my right.
Yep. Yeah. Right.
Oh,
Left.
yes.
Yeah.
So,
No. Yeah. That's awesome.
yeah. So anyway, here, and I'm seeing what Lynette said. You know what? Tom really tried, but he could not learn how to talk. His massive ischemic stroke was in his brainstem. It affected everything.
Right.
But he was proving that he could keep on making progress. And then for the last year of his, the speech therapist actually briefly because we went back to speech to just get reevaluated and try to see if he could pass the swallow test.
Yeah.
And that speech therapist just said, you know what? Give him pleasures, tasting, drinking. So I do have some videos of him with his learning side, holding the beer stein or whatever it's called, and drinking. And we would go out with friends to restaurants and everything, and people would say, well, aren't you, don't you feel bad when you're in front of him? I'm going, no, no. And so, but because he went out and being with other people, and this one time we were all having cocktails, and I did order a beer for Tom, but I gave him a little bit. And then when the waitress came around again, or waiter, I think we had a waiter that day. Anyway, when he came around again that day, to see if we wanted another round, Tom said yes. And I said, okay. And he did. And yeah, and you know what, Lynette, not everybody, and that's why don't compare yourself to anyone. Do not
Absolutely.
forget that if you have had a stroke like Tom did, and and it's great that you're sharing that you had 7 of yours at your brain stem, but it took time, but I got my swallowing back. The thing is, not everybody gets it back, and it's okay. Life
Right.
keeps going on, and we kept on traveling. As a matter of fact, February of, I'm going to jump forward now, February of 2020, when he had been at the skilled nursing facility since November 2019, and that's actually the start of his major decline, because one nurse, and I could not be there 24/7, and I do not feel guilty about what happened. But the thing is I know what happened, and I'm not going to go into that craziness because it's done. And people go, well, can't you sue? And you go, no, it's not going to bring him back. And it would be up to me and the pain that would cause, and all the money. We already went through a lot of money. I'm a pauper. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, the subacute, the doctor finally said, well, you can take him home anytime. And I said, okay, I'll talk to the social worker. The social worker and I sat down, and he says, when do you want to take him home? I said, how long will it take you to get everything ordered for Tom?
Right.
And he says, well, when do you leave? I said, February 10th. And this is February 10th, 2020. And he says, that should give us enough time. I said, okay, great. Because February 12th, we're on a plane to go to Kauai. So Tom was able to fly, even though he was very weak. And Christine Walker, I don't know if she's still here, but Christine Walker and her husband came and joined us because bedroom timeshare there. Yes, we have a timeshares there. And I think I sent you a picture recently of that one. But anyway, Tom was able to go, and 2020 to Kauai, even though he was weak. And they made a mistake with the feet. And and the thing is that they had to ship the feeding to him. Yay! Because he would have 7 containers.
Yeah.
That was too much weight, but we had all these medical supplies being flown over to Hawaii, so anyway, so Tom was there we were there February 12th to the 26th of February 2020, because we celebrated his birthday on the 24th of February. And the picture that you used that day, and I was asking you, Jerry, did you notice? I have the same outfit on of that day.
Wow. That's good.
Anyway, the thing is that Tom was able to enjoy his 68th birthday there, because then we celebrated his 69th birthday up in, no, we were somewhere. We were still in LA, but I threatened him in 2021 saying, you better not in a hospital down here because I'm still going up to Napa.
Yeah.
And we made it up there. We got up to Napa March 9th, 2021. But we had been here in Cathedral City at another timeshare, and I did Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives and whatever with him. And so, and I have the recordings of him saying, reading the poems. But here, you know, he was writing. He had beautiful, beautiful. He actually was a righty when he was little, and his older brother was a lefty, and Tom imitated him and became a left-handed person.
Wow.
Throughout. Had beautiful, beautiful cursive and printing. It was like, oh my gosh. And that Catholic upbringing, you know, and the premiership. But the thing is with Tom, when he had a stroke, his left side was affected. He did not, you know, we did work with the left side going to the left, reaching for things. So that's why he had really range of motion. That's one of the things that
Crazy good.
when we had them sit on his left side, so he wouldn't forget the left side. He knew the right side, the left side, and
Yeah.
he could read. It's just that the things. I see that, Mike. Thank you for being here. Anyway,
Yeah. And Lana.
yes, and Lana, and you know, we forget any of the. I haven't seen any questions, but I have seen comments and everything. So thank you for commenting. I see you for the help me out with that brain. But you know, with Tom, then when I was a teacher, so
Right.
started writing. But in the beginning, it was tracing, and then he started doing the tongue twisters that he ended eventually getting done. And but it was a process,
In
and
memory.
and hopefully she's still here. Michelle Anderson.
Yeah.
She is new to the community pretty much. Anyway, when she saw that I was going to be in El Segundo, she goes, lunch? And I thought, wait. And so then it turned out she lives only 3 miles away from the hotel that I was staying in
Yeah.
weekend for my reunion. And we had lunch on Friday, and she works and she has aphasia. She works every single day on these different apps.
I know.
Hour
So-
on app at least. So it was practice, practice, practice. And that's why even, you know, when I'm doing the poem on Thomas Lee's Real Life Redo, it's actually repeating what Tom is saying, even though he can repeat a lot of words. It's just move. Yes, Michelle, but with one L, Robin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Up here in by X. Well, up here. I'm in Indio now.
Different now. Yeah.
Anyway, you know, it's just moving your mouth, and like Robin has shown, you know, she's determined that she's going to be running, and she's taking pool therapy now. You know, so yeah, one L, and so it's like just keep on working on what you're doing, and
Absolutely.
your part you need to really work on. But we all need to work on our
Memory.
thank you.
And here's another video of Tom too. And these are short videos, so this is a good one. I like this.
Fun today, Tom. We're having way too much fun, so we're gonna have to focus, focus, focus. Say 60.
60.
Beautiful. And he counted that one after a very
That's so
long
fun.
song.
That was great.
That was very good.
Tom was looking at me because I was always at all his therapies, and that was the speech pathologist who we became friends, and we went out to dinner and things like that. But yes, gotta go to water aerobics. Yeah, Robin. Anyway, so you notice, and she had that spoon, and she would put it in ice water and then put it to his mouth. And because we were working on his swallowing all the time,
Right.
and
But you know, it's funny,
huh,
when you look at that video several times, when he had the spoon, when they put the spoon in his mouth, the look, like, ugh, he didn't, I don't know if you looked at that one several times, but it looked like he didn't like whatever was in there.
it was just a spoon that was cold.
Oh, maybe, okay, well, all right.
That stimulates the swallowing.
Yeah, that's
You
funny.
know, so yeah, and the thing is somebody made a comment, not from this community. Somebody made a comment on something that I posted, and I will go back, and she is the mom of one of my former students who has her doctorate. Some of my students are just doing so great, and I hope you share that one picture of Patty. I thought it was applesauce. No, it was just plain old spoon.
Same here, I thought it was something mush.
And we did, for a while, he was able to swallow, and at the acute rehab, and they even made sure that I was going to be able to get the right consistency when I pureed the food, and they
Oh,
approved everything. But Tom, being Tom, he got home, and they actually, the acute rehab, they made sure I knew how to change his trach and put a new one in. And that man, like the second night he was home, boom. But the caregiver was sitting there watching him, and she goes, "Oh my God, Salute! He just pulled out his trach." And so we were both awake at that time. I was able to change it, get it in. He was fine. Well, a couple nights later, I hear him pulling off his binder. I said, "What are you doing?" "Nothing." He was an angel. Nothing. So I said, okay. And then because I set my alarm to feed him and do everything, because I needed the caregivers to get their sleep, because I wanted them awake when he was awake and working with him. Hey, they had to earn their money. So when I got up to feed him, I went, "Where's the tray?" He had taken it off and laid it next to his neck. And I thought, and it had to been as soon as I put my head down and went to sleep for an hour and a half maybe. Well, that was enough time for that trach to already start closing. So I thought, oh. So I got him dressed, took him to the hospital, didn't wake up the caregiver, and the ER doc could not even, sorry. Oh, 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 Elaine, sorry, I'll call you back. I have that on do
hi,
not.
Violet.
Thank goodness I'm on the iPad. Whew. So anyway, those are gals that I went to high school with. They live here in next town over, looking, and we're supposed to have lunch. But and it's that's why wherever it's like, yay! Look, I had lunch with Del Anderson on Friday, and Aloha Violet from and she's in Cibola, Texas. Do you have another video or something to just shut me up for a little bit?
No, I have, let's
Oh,
see, um, let's see here. I have one other one that, I don't know, let's see if I can find it, but, let's just see, Salute, right here. This is one here that I pulled up here. Yeah, you were gonna mention all that.
I know, I will.
Here's this one here. What's this? You see that?
The picture?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let me explain. That's Bill Carr, and Tom and Bill knew each other since they were 5. And that's Kathy McGregor Lockhart. We call her Kat. And they were neighbors. They had gone to school, and it was because of Kathy at their 40-year high school reunion, got the visitation kids together, the 7th and 8th grade. I only went to visitation 7th and 8th grade. That's where I met Tom. But they came over. That's our home. Well, my home that I just sold last year. But very good friends. And many of you met Bill and they were both at our wedding. And Bill came up down for the memorial service in May of 2021. And then came for his birthday this year. Low battery. Oh no, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, it just told me that. Whoa.
Well,
See, I
let's
come
see.
prepared because I am nowhere near
He did, Sharon.
what?
Oh, I just responded to Sharon. Tom always looked happy. So happy.
Did. Yes, he did. And then also with, okay, whew. Luckily, he told me low battery. And go, ah! So, anyway, yes. And then with Teresa's comment, Tom said we're in great attitude. We're infectious,
Oh, yeah.
such a soul. And yeah, and you know what? He would get frustrated. And yes, when the one doctor, like the second day after his stroke, came in and told me, well, people that have this kind of stroke usually don't make it. And I said, you are not God, get out of this room. But I
Yeah.
watched Tom's face drop, even though he was bandaged up and all this other stuff. He was listening. And so I told his treating doctor, I said, we need to get him on a low dose of antidepressant. And he was on like 25 milligrams, baby dose. And he was on it right away. And we kept him on it because Tom really, and it just took the edge off.
Mm-hmm.
He was an athlete, and he always thought that he could walk. And sometimes when he would be in the hospital, I'd say, hey, he's quick and he's gonna get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we have him right here in front of that. And so the thing is that that's something you don't say in front of the patient. Exactly. And I asked my brother, I said, what's the matter with that doctor? And it wasn't at Kaiser, it was at the Queen of the Valley hospital that they took him to, because that was only 5 miles away from the timeshare, whereas the Kaiser, where he ended up a lot, was 9 miles away. So they will take him to the closest.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
had good care there, except for that dumb.
I know. Can you believe someone would, right? Can you believe someone would say that? I mean,
Yeah. And he said, well, he has a right to know. And I said, not right now.
exactly.
And even then, and that's why with Tom, when he would start getting upset with anybody, especially with the caregivers, because one caregiver actually undermining the other and me, and she was gone. And I told him, I said, you are a nice person. You are not rude. Don't do it. And he believed me.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh gosh. And yes. And so anyway, the comment from the one person, I get back to what I had started. Yes, Tom is no longer here. I am not living in the past. I miss him. I will always miss him. But why do I share the videos, especially the short ones? I'm doing, what are those things called? Reels.
Yeah.
I'm sharing what we did. It's to inspire and keep letting people know, no matter what comes across your path,
Right. You're not alone.
moving forward.
Yeah.
And why do I share Tom? What we're doing for him, what we did for him. It's because, yes, he had a massive ischemic stroke, and some that have had the stroke in the brainstem and everything. Tom did not give up. He
Mm.
did. It's his body. And I had to finally just say, Tom, it's okay. Because he was, and many of you saw the videos I was sharing right before he passed. I wanted to keep believing that he was going to make it through again. He did it all the time. And yeah, it's okay, I'm crying. But
Absolutely.
the thing is that last Saturday that I did a video with him and he was smiling and he was, all bent over, and I had him on an arrow bed because I didn't want him falling off the bed, because
Right.
that man escaped all the time, even at the hospital. They'd go, oh. So the thing is that why do I share those? It's because for anybody else that's just starting to go through anything or whatever, it's to know what you can do with your loved one. And we worked with him constantly. And like I said, for a few years, we had caregivers, and I never just let them go at it. I was a teacher, so they had their lesson plan. I said, and I didn't micromanage them. I gave them ideas, and then I gave them a lesson plan. And I said, never, don't feel that you have to do everything on this list. The thing is work with him and work with him correctly. Don't let him just do anything and do it incorrectly, because he's going to learn incorrectly.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Yes, and it is inspirational. Thank you, Sharon. But this one comment, and I'm going to address that person about it, because I know she didn't mean to be mean. And it was something like, like live today, or the past is past, whatever that saying is.
Yeah.
And the thing, and yeah, I'm moving forward. I'm having fun. I'm living my life, but it is still Thomas lives real life redo. And okay, all right. Don't you have another picture?
Yeah. Here's one right. Here's one right here.
That's me.
Exactly.
Oh,
No, I don't have any right more.
yeah, you do.
Let's see. Do I have more? Let's see. I probably have. Oh, I have to
On
scroll
your
all.
messenger.
I,
Oh, okay. I
oh,
asked.
I actually have one here.
Yes.
I am gonna share this one. This is a great picture. Let's see if I can bring this up here. But yeah, absolutely. You never know who can benefit from this. Let's see. And it's all good. So
I know.
it's all.
It's okay to cry. I cried at my wedding.
Oh, I did too. I mean, you know,
No, it's okay to have emotions, because if we don't have emotions, good grief, who are we?
right.
Robots.
Okay, here's one right here.
Yes, there's Michelle Anderson. That was on Friday. And then we have a video, but you're not going to share it right now.
No.
That later on because next month it is Aphasia Awareness Month, and actually Jerry has Can we be happy, not sad? Live, love, laugh, and dance like no tomorrow. That's right. And yeah, we can. And so yes, and that was Michelle Anderson, and she's for real. She's wonderful. And so, and like all of you, I'm trying to, this one, I sent this to you.
Well, yes, a long time ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago. It was when we were going to come on, but you had that emergency.
Oh yes.
You guys see that? That is my little brother in the red. It's in your It's in your, what's that called? In your messages from me, Jerry. Uh, just
Messenger?
scroll. And so there's Stan, my brother who's a doctor, and he happened to be in Kauai at the same time in November when I was there, November 1st through the 21st. And then that's Patty. And I sent you a picture with Tom holding the baby, who is now 6. And many of you met him when we were in Kauai with the roosters. Uh, and I know some of you saw him that day. And that's her mom and actually she's I'm next to my brother. And then Patty was my student in 4th grade. She is now 44, and they call me Lola. She did and she still is. I'm using her home as my domicile. And that's her mom, Josefina. And her son, look at him. We're all making crazy faces here. But anyway, you didn't find the picture. Anyway,
Oh, no. One second. Oh, gosh. Okay, here it goes. Here it
so anyway, with Patty, I always tell her mom, "Thank you for having my daughter. We are so much alike." And I'm so there we are. and they came and joined me up in Princeville at their timeshare. It was my original timeshare that I bought in 1990. I started buying timeshares in 1990, and that's my brother who's a doctor. So,
Yeah.
and there was another picture I sent. Oh, with the one with the baby, and that was just in there. I'm gonna make him find it. We still
I
have
gotta find it.
Jerry.
Yeah.
We're not, and I've been talking about this the whole time. Anyway, and Violet, you're all family with Filipinos. As soon as we meet and even just talk for a second, you're family. And you all help me. I cried at our wedding as well and have been crying ever since then, Baron. The thing is that as Filipinos, as soon as we meet somebody, and a lot of times we probably are family. I was at the storage unit. Yes, we will, Sharon. I was at my storage unit going from a big unit to a half a size, and eventually, because I'm paying 300 and something for something. Anyway, um, the gal next to us, they were moving out of their storage unit, and I met them, and their last name is Franco, which is Patty's last name, but it's my grandma's last name. So my dad's name was Juan Franco Salinda. And so somehow or another, you guys, we are all related. If we all just went right through, and even if it's not blood relation, it's the relationships that we build. And that's why, you know what, don't ever feel that have I even touched any of what we were supposed to talk about? Anyway, don't
There.
feel like you're there. Pat, this is Daniel. Many of you met him, and he's 6 now. And oh my goodness. And I just, um, when Marina shares with me her grandbabies, I make a collage and everything, like I did for you, Teresa. If you send me pictures, I'll make collages for you. But anyway, with Patty and Daniel, they call me Lola, and they call Lolo, which is grandma and grandpa in Tagalog. But Lolo in Hawaiian means crazy.
Oh, wow.
And we were there. So anyway, you guys, the thing is, don't ever feel isolated. Get connected. Social media does not have to be bad. Ignore the crap. Ignore it. You don't have to engage in that. I don't
Right.
even, I don't even watch TV. And I asked Tom, you will? Didn't know that. Fun. Yes. Teresa, are you talking about the collages? Remember when you sent me pictures of of the snow in your home. But anyway, I keep on saying, create memories. Create memories.
That's what you're doing.
You should see all the pictures I took at my reunion. Oh my goodness. And yes, I know we're at time, Jerry.
It's exactly 11 my time, 9 your time.
I know. And 13 seconds.
No worries, no worries. But like, I mean, you know the right thing to say. So, and you say it all the time. Don't compare yourself to anybody. So, what would you say? I know we probably said this a lot. What would you say to somebody, because you know people go through a hard time
Yes.
during events like what people go through.
And the thing too is just really don't keep it in. If you are going through a depression or a time, message, I have clinical depression. You all wouldn't even guess that. I was
Not at all.
okay, you know what my nickname was when I was a kid? Laughing hyena, because I laughed at everything. Bill Corey even says, I like Sleep. She always laughs laughs whatever I say. And, but the thing is yes, I was on antidepressant for a while, for 1 year. I gave the psychiatrist 1 year. I said, 1 year, that's it. And I do a lot of personal development. I listen to self-help, self-love. And that's what I was going to share with you guys. Actually, I have Calm, and I've been sharing some of the things, but they have something about grief. And it's not just, and I'm listening to the different meditations and stuff, and this doctor that goes through the grief thing. And somebody doesn't have to have died. Many of you have gone through a change, and don't grieve your old self, build on your new self. Because, and like with a stroke, nobody is gonna get, I see that, Teresa. My folder is gonna get thicker, Salute.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, Tom and Salute's real life redo know that I have folders.
Yeah.
You share, especially if you share something that will help me later on too. But yeah, if you but anyway, just know that spread love, kindness, and joy, because you never know what somebody else is going through.
Right.
Or you might go through it too, and have that compassion. And just, here, I'll just go the whole ending. Be determined, never give up, live life to the fullest, and dance the night away. Live, love, laugh. Spread love, kindness, and joy. Be legendary. PMA, positive mental attitude. PMS, positive-minded superstars. And you're all superstars. And thank you, Aya, for being here. And all of you. And remember, share this. If you are on YouTube, follow him. What's his name? No, I'm kidding. Strive for Let's Talk Stroke on Facebook. And if you make him a favor, you'll know he's on there Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Central Time. And on YouTube, not typing that, Salute, I know. You can do it on mine, Teresa. Anyway, on YouTube, it's Let's Talk Stroke. And the thing is subscribe. And because why are we doing this? We're educating the general public. And a lot of people don't know what aphasia is. A lot of people don't know the signs of stroke. A lot of people don't have compassion. They've got to learn it. And there you go. And, I love you all. Thank you, Jerry, for putting up with this.
No, this is great. Thank you guys all for being here. And I appreciate all the involvement, the
comments.
The comments and just everything. It was fun. Really enjoyed it. So you guys have a great rest of your day.
I love that. Don't compare yourself to Salute.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
It's have fun. Have fun. And
Encourage.
for caregivers and for the stroke survivor or any survivor, you know what? Understand and communicate with each other. When Tom was being a butt, I told him, no, you're not going to do that.
Yeah,
And,
I've seen
and
that.
when I was going through something, he knew. I need wine now. He knew to just leave me alone and give me time to cool off.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. All right, you guys, let's say
And
goodbye.
sharing. Thank you
Yes,
for these.
you're kidding. This is awesome. Bye. Let's see where my little